Hey guys, welcome to the channel and happy St. Patrick's Day if you celebrate it, and if you don't, happy Friday. Is today Friday? Yeah, it is. I never know what day it is anymore. But yeah, so today I'm doing a fun little collab with my lovely bestie, Kitty Cat Plays with Yarn, or KittyCatPWY, and she was like, hey, why don't we do a holiday collab? And I was like, yes. And to make things further interesting, she made some rules that we needed to follow, and I think I followed them. I'm pretty sure I did, but yeah, so this is going to be a CAS as well as a house build. One of the rules is basically we decided to make a leprechaun inspired sim as well as a leprechaun inspired house. And so the rules were that it must be a young adult, they must be a ginger, and have one bad trait. So I gave him the kleptomaniac trait, and he is, of course, a ginger. I think he turned out really well, though, you know, because, yeah. I have to say, as an artist myself, I can appreciate when something looks nice. I have to say that Irish guys are very nice looking. But anyway, so I wanted to do like a modern looking leprechaun in a way. So I wanted to give him like modern clothes, and while still alluding to the fact that he's a leprechaun of sorts. I kind of wanted to go, you know, this route because there is a like St. Patrick's Day inspired hat in The Sims already, but it was just way too much. So for what he was wearing, I decided to just have him wear a lot of green, and you know, because if you don't wear green, you're gonna get pinched. And on Twitter, prior to today, I invited people to join in on our little collab. So I am pre-recording this. I hope that people join in. Not that there's a prize or anything, I just thought it would be fun to share and see what people do with it. But yeah, this is Davey O'Sullivan. I thought this like green shirt with a vest made sense because I was actually thinking about P.S. I Love You. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that movie. I think one of the guys, either the husband's best friend or himself, wore some type of vest, so that kind of reminded me of that. So on to the house build. For some reason, I wanted to be really ambitious, and I wanted to do a tree house because leprechauns are actually a type of fairy in Irish folklore, so I wanted to make the house look very fantasy-like, and if you had a sim that was an actual fairy, this would work for them too. If you wanted to download it, it is available in the gallery. And yeah, so they're type of fairy in Irish folklore, and they're usually depicted as little bearded men wearing a coat and a hat who are mischievous, and they are solitary, so they're usually alone. They're not living with other leprechauns. And in Irish folklore, they mend shoes, and they have a hidden pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And also, if they're caught by a human, they'll grant 3 wishes in exchange for their freedom. The funny thing is leprechauns actually, they don't appear in Irish mythology all that much, and they only became more famous later. And modern depictions of leprechauns are largely based on derogatory 19th century caricatures and stereotypes of the Irish that people had, because the Irish largely immigrated to the US in the early 19th century, and let's just say that people were very prejudiced against them. So there's that. So I wanted this house to be, like I said, very fantasy looking. I wanted it to look like it was in some type of magical forest, and I wanted the house itself to be very hodgepodgey, something you would find in a storybook of sorts. I did end up taking away the tree at some point because it was really hard to just kind of see what I was doing, especially from the top. So, but I did put the tree back and everything works, surprisingly. I was a little worried, especially for the bottom rooms on the first floor. So yeah, everything works. And I really like how this house came out. It's really cute. So of course I had to have a green roof on this house. And because it is in Windenburg and because it's supposed to be fantasy looking, I decided to use a lot of the items that came with the Get Together expansion. Just a pro tip for you guys. If you use the siding that came with Get Together, there are opposite parts of it, right? So if you use one, like as you see here, I have one going the opposite way on either side, and then one that's kind of centered in the middle, and that just makes it look a little more interesting instead of having the whole thing like be one siding going in one direction, you know what I mean? So yeah, there you go. Yeah, this build was really fun. I have never done a treehouse build before, and I have to say it was a little challenging for sure, because instead of having to think about the house itself as if it were on the ground, you have to think about how it relates to the tree in a way. So yeah, definitely challenging, but super fun. And I highly recommend that you guys try to do a treehouse build at least once. This build actually became larger than I thought it was going to be. I think it has 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. And I was just going to do like a little tiny house, but it just got bigger and bigger and bigger as time went on, and I don't know, I don't mind it though. It makes it a little more livable, I think, and gives you a little more room to work with. As I said before, this is a collab with KittyCatPWY, or Kitty Cat Plays with Yarn, and you should definitely check out her channel. She's a super lovely person, and I love her to bits. I've done some collabs with her already, and so you might remember her from previous collabs that I've done with her, but I'll leave her YouTube channel link down below, as well as, well, I don't know if I can in the top right corner or not, but I'll try. But it will be in the description. And yeah, so right now I'm doing the kitchen area, and I really wanted to stick with the fantasy looking vibe and the hodgepodgey vibe of the house. So a lot of the windows are mismatching, and there's a lot of green like furnishing and wood, and yeah, I thought that it would be really appropriate for this type of build. Since I don't really do a lot of fantasy builds, I typically stick with more realistic builds, you know, that you would have with a family or a community lot of some sort. Yeah, I ended up changing the kitchen because I didn't like how it was so close together. I also like this, putting the fairy that came with the vampire stuff pack here on the house. I don't know, just something about it adds a little special touch to the exterior. And yeah, so I also added the window that came with Get to Work, I think. It's like a 3-paneled window with an arch, and I thought that would be really pretty in the kitchen. It's a very small kitchen area, but it's cozy, and I think it matches the house pretty well. Something that is kind of weird is the dining room is kind of in the entryway, so you walk in the house and the dining room is like right there, which is a little weird to me, but this is a little bit of a weird house, so I figured that'd be okay. And yes, golden bars. Golden bars I have hidden throughout the house, so if you do download this, you'll be able to see little hints of gold here and there, because I feel like leprechauns, well, as we know them today, are obsessed with gold. So a lot of the accents in the house are gold, and you'll see when we get to the upstairs, I have another little surprise that I thought would be kind of funny to include in this house. I haven't really used mismatched chairs in a dining room either, so I figured this was, you know, a good time to use it. Okay, now we're going to the bedroom, and the bedroom, I wanted it to be, I think at first I had just like a green bed set, but I'm pretty sure I changed it to be way more colorful because I wanted it to be kind of like a rainbow themed room, because in the game update in which we got the toddlers, we had these curtains that look kind of like rainbows, sort of. So I thought it'd be really cute to use these curtains and then add the gold bars like at the bottom of the curtains, so it'd be like gold at the end of the rainbow. I don't know, I thought it was clever, but yeah, just a little funny nod to the legend of the leprechaun. Yeah, I definitely changed the bed because I was like, the other one isn't bright enough. And yeah, just changing some of the curtains to be rainbow down here as well, just so it's kind of the same idea. So I did end up changing the office space to be more on the side of the living area, because what ended up happening was I added back the tree, and as I was moving it around, I realized that it was definitely cutting into the office area, so I had to move it. So that little cubby ended up being kind of a good place in a way to house the trunk of the tree. So it's kind of cool because as you're going around the house, you see the tree trunk, and especially on the bottom, it goes straight through this bedroom here. But the good thing about this bedroom is you can actually get to it from the first deck of the house. And I don't remember how I decorated this. I remember having problems like figuring out what I wanted to do. So this is the other bedroom. I'm pretty sure there are three bedrooms? Yeah. But these two bedrooms down here share a bathroom, and I realized that not many dressers are one tile. Like, they're all usually 2 tiles. So the only dresser that really fit in this bedroom here with the yellow bed was the Victorian dresser, which I didn't really mind too much. It kind of matched the bed pretty well. So yeah, didn't mind at all. And I wanted to do something a little different with the the bathroom here. This bathroom is very colorful. And I loved using the doors that came with the movie hangout pack. They have like a cute little flower on it and they're super colorful. Very useful for this type of build. I think I said this before in a previous build, but I actually didn't used to like landscaping, and now I'm obsessed with it. Like, something about it is very therapeutic, and probably because it's very repetitive, but I don't know. I really, really love landscaping, and I had a lot of fun with that in this build because, you know, it's kind of overgrown and it's supposed to be fairy-like, so I added a bunch of flowers like under the tree and around the path going from the stairs to where the mailbox is. And of course I had to cover the hideous the hideous edging of the pool here just to make it look a little more natural. I love using these flower light things that came with the backyard stuff, and I don't know, they're just really cute and they look nice in this type of build. Here I am adding the pathway to the mailbox, which is kind of tucked into a cluster of trees and bushes. They can't get to it. It will probably be a pain for the mailman, but that's okay. They can deal with it. It's their job. And yeah, so just there's kind of like a windy path that goes from the front of the lot to the stairs to the mailbox, which I liked. I don't know what these flowers are called. They came with the romantic stuff pack, but I think they're very fairy-like. So I used a lot of them to outline the path, and then I went back and changed the colors just so it wasn't all the same. Also, if you have like a hard time landscaping, a good tip that I actually learned from Hatsie, because she's amazing at landscaping, but if you kind of add layers of height, it makes it look a lot more realistic and prettier. So if you have low-laying plants, and then you have plants that are a little higher, and then a little higher, and a little higher, it adds a lot of balance to your garden. And that's the same goes for real life. And of course, terrain painting makes things look prettier as well. But that is pretty much the build, I think. I just kind of go around and add a few added details to the outside. But I hope you guys have a fun and safe holiday, and I hope you enjoyed watching this speed build, and thank you so much for watching and being my lovely subscribers, and I will see you next time. Bye!